Hi, this is a foreigner in the Philippines. Well, everybody knows that we live a very simple life. We don't have a lot of things that we take for granted. And on this trip we brought Talik with us, and Talik has never ever been to a modern Western style house or home. And so I'm trying to show her the difference in what is actually living in a one-egg economy, and that is where you can go to a sari store and buy one egg. And so she's never seen what is to her incredible excess, which is fairly normal to Westerners, to foreigners, to expats. And what we're looking at now is just fairly normal things. I'm going to try to show you what it would be to look from Talik's viewpoint. So this is just all the kind of things that you would see in here, and there's all kinds of chili powders, all kinds of seasoning, and this is not excessive. This is just normal. This is actually just the normal things that people have and take for granted. But here you can't take them for granted. So like here, there's all different kinds of pepper. And there's not just different kinds of pepper, not just different kinds of pepper, but lots of it compared to our standards, our simple living standards. And if you look here like this, look, this is just a normal every day in the West. This is what you would expect to find in a storage cabinet come food storage. And there's kinds of things like this, and lots of it, several cans of things, and this is taken for granted. This first class flour. Now if you look at this would be quite unheard of, and yet if I was in Florida or in California, it would not be unusual to go to, say, Costco or some other warehouse type of supply place and take a whole box of something that I know that I'm going to use. It's almost like what I think of as earthquake mentality, where you think, well, if anything goes wrong and supplies are short, I need to be stocked up. So look at this. So these are all the same, and this means that there are nine bottles of soy sauce. Now, in our simple life back in Bohol, a normal supply would be something that was maybe half of this size for a family of 6, or possibly in some cases a family of 10 or 12, and they would buy one bottle of this only, just one bottle. And they might buy, this would represent a huge shopping trip. This would amount to be a shopping spree, and probably most of those cans there would be sardines. In our house it's sardines. So keep on looking. Now if you look, everything is so beautifully done. There's a special little place here. There's a thermos there with hot water, but it's a thermos that is not just about whether it's functional, it's about whether it's beautiful. It has a stainless steel look which fits in with the kitchen. And then you've got these, which are Chinese look. That's creamer. Now at best you would have at home in Nanai's place, you would just have a little pot that had the packets in it, because everything in our life on Bohol, which is out in the province, is all in small sachets. That includes soap, it includes shampoo, it includes coffee, it includes my wife coming over and saying what?
No, I'm speaking.
George, Beth is helping our hostess. Joy, and that's Joy's voice that you can hear in the background, and she's out there, and she doesn't want to be on the camera, so that's why you're not seeing her. Right, so you have all of these beautiful dishes, but in our life these are all would be extreme luxuries. If you look now, that everything is squared off and beautiful. There's little plants, there's pieces of artwork, there's a beautiful dish which serves, this dish serves no other purpose than to be beautiful. And in a simple life, in a simple farming, hilltop farming community life, that would be totally unnecessary. In England, we are actually on the first floor. Okay, so I'll just show you. I've got a nice big wok, nice dishes. There's some left over from the rice from last night, and a stainless steel 4-burner cooker. But there's an oven, as you can see down here. So there's an oven because this is the kind of cooking that they would do. Now, it's not that this is a high-tech kitchen, because it's not really. It's a very, very nice, and for us, an incredibly luxurious situation of simple living. We don't have a fridge that is even as big as this one, or maybe just about, but the freezer is all incorporated into it. And if you looked at it right now, it would have very little in there. And so if we look here, and these are all they're all beautifully laid out. Our friend Joy lives alone, and so she doesn't have the complication of having a Talik or a Balalut or any other child coming in and doing all kinds of things that they shouldn't be doing. So everything is so beautifully neat and organized. And if you look at the so this is the kitchen area. As we've looked at all of this, it's all very nicely done, and it's all so beautifully kept. So if you look around, really looking, the idea is that we're looking at how different is a life here to our life in the hills or the mountains of Burgos. And for someone like Talik, who is now holding the camera for me, this is all quite magical and in absolute excessive luxury to compared to what she has actually lived in. If you look around, the kitchen that we've just lived in, that we've just walked through, that is the size of the entire house that Talik and her mother live in. In fact, we're going to be trying to address that very soon and do something for them. But then if you look here, now this is a cabinet that has been carefully thought through. Because this is a throughway, they've rounded off this, and it's very, very nice. And they've even carried it on up here. So the cabinet work is pretty nice. If you look, so that you can see what's in through the cabinet, you don't get a block of light, and it really is very nice. And this is something that, like this, would not be something that we would have in our house, but you can go and you can get either hot or cold water. And you've got other storage cabinets here, and in these storage cabinets the way that things are kept is so different. So some of these things probably are not used on a day-to-day basis, but they're kept in their treasured positions. But these probably are. And here there's all different kinds of glasses, and they're they're quality glasses. They're very heavy, squared off there and a rounded off top, and even small dessert glasses or cups. See, so all of that, and there's, like I say, there's every effort to have these things to be functional, and at the same time they're beautiful, depending on your taste, of